again everyone, this is Bob Martin with the Nautilus Drydocks, and today we are going to be taking a look at a pair of models from Zero Bubble Model Designs out of Australia. So before we get into the actual review, we're going to give a little bit of a background on Zero Bubble Model Designs. It's owned by a gentleman by the name of David Hughes, and he's out of Australia. He's got two kits that he offers, and it's 1/120th scale, which is a little bit of an odd scale. Typically, people are looking for like 96th, or 72nd, sort of a common scale in modeling, but the neat thing about this is it actually results in a model that is very convenient. As you can see here, and this is the resolution model. It's a nice size for the pond. It's easily transportable, but it's big enough that installation of running gear doesn't have to be done with a pair of tweezers, which is something that I am very excited about. So as I said, Dave's got two model kit offerings. One is the UK resolution class, and the other one is the Soviet mic class. So very unique subjects that you're not really going to find available anywhere else. So it's certainly got that going for him. Let's take a look at what you get when you order one of David's kits. So what you're going to get in the box, or in this case, lack of a box, because he really just kind of shrink wrapped it and shipped it out to me, is the upper and lower hull halves, your conning tower left and right, the top to the conning tower cast in resin, all of your control surfaces with the embedded shafts, which is a nice touch, as well as a set of instructions and backgrounds on the boat, which is actually a really nice touch. So talks about the background of the boat, where you can get running gear for it, how to glue it together, prepping the parts for assembly, and then runs through the individual assembly. And he's got some really neat assembly drawings for it. So really professionally put together. I think he's got the foundations for a really good kit. The other thing that I like about this is he's got a set of assembly drawings, and he's also got some hints and tricks about painting it. So far, so good. So now we are at the point where we want to take a look at the actual model. It's laid up in fiberglass, and actually the layup is pretty good. We've got a gray gel coat on there. You can see that there was an air bubble or a void in the front section here, and it cracked during transport. That should not pose a big issue for repair. So it looks like there was some awesome detail in the master patterns. You can see a lot of anechoic tile detail. We've got the towed sonar array tubing in there, as well as all the upper deck scribing. I will say it looks like either in the master pattern itself or in this gel coat, we've got some crazing, some cracking going on. The other thing that I can see is along these raised lines, you can see it looks like in the master molds there may have been some air bubbles trapped in there. And what that ends up giving you are some bubbles in the raised portions that need to be addressed with a file. Now, none of these problems are certainly insurmountable. The rough finish can easily be knocked down and filled with some fine grit sandpaper, and the neat thing is that because these details are so deeply scribed, you should still retain much of the detail after doing so. Cleaning up around these raised areas, again, is a simple matter of using a file, cleaning it up, and making that look better as well. So, realistically, what we're talking about here is what I would call sort of a garage kit. David is the first one to admit that he is not a professional model maker, but I think for an attempt at putting a commercial grade kit together, he did not do too badly. And the big caveat to that is you get what you pay for. Now, most kits of this size, you're going to be looking in the vicinity of $300, $400, or even $500 from a professional model kit company. What you end up paying here is only $150 Australian, which of course works out to quite a bit cheaper in other funds, typically, whether you're talking about US dollars or euros. I would say you're going to be looking at a 2.5-inch cylinder. Would work really well. I've actually selected this one right here. I think it'll work out really well. There's lots of room inside for ballast and foam installation. So you're going to be looking at sourcing a 2.5-inch cylinder for these models. Just take a quick look at some of these detail pieces. Again, they're going to need cleanup. It's certainly nothing, game-changing in terms of stopping you from purchasing. You can see we got some air bubbles in there. I believe David said he is going to be looking at investing in a vacuum chamber to get some of those bubbles out of there. I think this is very workable. And again, for $150, you really can't go wrong. If you're just getting into the hobby, this would be a great way of doing it, and starting with some very unique subjects. So there you have it, guys. This is the new entry into the marketplace from David from Zero Bubble Model Designs. Check out his site at the URL that I'm going to post right there. He's a great guy. So long as you have realistic expectations of what you're going to be getting, I do not think that you're going to be disappointed. Great entry-level kit. Looking forward to more offerings in the future and revisions to the existing kits. Again, I'm Bob Martin with the Nautilus Drydocks. Thank you for joining me, and we will catch you next time.